Can't sit around and keep bullshit. That time ticking, I'm telling you, dog, man, that time ticking. Yeah. Look, time is of the essence, you gotta use it, you can't waste it all. I remember growing up, my favorite thing to do was ball, but now I really try and get it. Whips and cribs and rollies with no diamonds in it. Gotta hold that value while that time is ticking. If you wanna talk a lot, just stop and listen. They giving out real game, you fuck around and miss it. Keep on running your mouth. Everything that I ever wanted, I stopped talking about. I had to really sit and focus. Really had to put some shit in motion. Now I'm in the game and I just flow with it. Can't rush me now. Anything negative in my way, then I just shut it down. I need positive to do some shit so when I'm gone, they remember me.
They always say to take a deep breath before you enter a war zone. Podcast world is a war zone. Where is the direction that you're taking your podcast? You guys tuned in for a reason. You guys waited. I appreciate you guys waiting. This is the Blue Collar Podcast. Appreciate you guys tuning in. So, as you guys know, I started this podcast mainly for blue collar, not only workers, but blue collar people in general. People that work hard, people that grind every day, wake up 5, 6 o'clock in the morning and they go and get it, regardless of what's going on in the world. They have kids, they have a family to provide for. They make things happen. Those people make the world spin day in and day out, whether you want to believe it or not. They make things happen. This podcast is for anybody that gets up and go gets it on a daily basis, 5 days a week, 7 days a week. You just get up and you grind. Every day is a constant grind for you. You have somebody depending on you. You are a blue collar worker. McDonald's, truck drivers, doesn't matter, sanitation workers, blue collar workers. You provide a service for people. You help people. You interact with people on a daily. You guys are very, very important and so underappreciated. We are. And for what reason? Is it because of the occupation? Is it because where you work that people try to undermine you or make you feel less than a human? Weird activities, but when you work at that job, you have to have a certain mindset. You can't care about others' opinions, and that's the topic for today. Not caring about what others think about you. Living your life for you and yours. You can't live your life for others in society today. It won't work. You'll kill yourself. You will run yourself dry trying to make sure and satisfy the people in today's society, making sure that they're okay with how you move. That doesn't even make sense. You have to be okay. You have to be okay with how you regulate things in your life, how you put things together in your life to make things successful, build yourself up, build your family up. How are you doing that? You can't care about what others are saying and their input. You can listen to it, but at the end of the day, it's you and you only. You came into this world alone. You have to be able to say, I got this. So, without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. I like to give bullet points. I like to give facts when speaking on this podcast. You have to always know, soak up the information that somebody is giving you. I'm not the most knowledgeable person in the world, but knowledge has been passed along to me through college days, high school days, AAU basketball, the whole nine. So you can sit here and say, well, what do you know? I've met some great people in my lifetime, and they have passed along so many different things that has helped me succeed and get over so many humps that I've created for myself. I put obstacles in my path. Keep that in mind. I messed myself up. Somebody else digged me out the hole with their knowledge. It took somebody else to say, hey, this is how you should do this. You have to be able to listen when knowledge is passed to you. Certain knowledge. Some knowledge can hurt you because it's not truthful and it doesn't really hold much weight and it's not really that informational. However, write down these bullet points. The first bullet point, love yourself in the process of not caring about others' opinions. So with this podcast, most people have already had their input and I just started. This is the first episode. How can you state your opinion when I haven't even put out a video yet? You can't sit here and say you don't rock with something, you don't like something when the material hasn't even touched the streets yet. But guess what? We here now. But you have to have something embedded in yourself as a man, as a woman in today's society in general that says, I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. I know what's important to me. I know what's going to make my future jump. I know what I need to do to progress in life. Being self-aware of who you are. Know who you are at all times. Love yourself. When you love yourself, others' opinions does not matter. You're self-aware to know, hey, that's some good information. I need to write that down. I need to put that as a mental note. Some information is like, I don't think I want to take that. And it's okay to not take down all the information, but you'll know who's passing along good info to you because it comes along genuine. It doesn't come along with, I don't really like how you did that. I don't think you should do this. Everybody has to take their own path, their own journey. Know who you are along your journey. Practice going against the grain. Now, in order to become successful, you cannot be a yes man. You have to be able to say, nah, I think I'll take my own path. I think I'll do it this way to see if it'll work. So many people will give you so many suggestions and say, yeah, you probably should have did this that way. How do you know what's best for me? Just because I told you what I've been through doesn't mean you know what I've been through. Have you been through it? Have you seen the stages? The grief I've had to deal with? The obstacles I've had to overcome to get to where I am today? It's all about the storyline. People come in different stages of your life and try to run it and tell you, oh, I feel like you should do it this way. When in reality, they haven't even been there. They don't know where you're going. They don't know how you feel. So they can't tell you. They can't guide you. You have to go against the grain. You have to be a rebel sometimes in life in order to be successful. Take your own path. You can't be babied to the top. Nobody who's at the top was babied. If they were, they fell eventually. You got to stand on your own 2 feet, 10 toes down. Some people have 9, some people have 8. Deion Sanders. But you see, Deion Sanders is still standing. He just lost last weekend in the college football game, got embarrassed. Still standing, still woke up Sunday morning, put out a quote for his team and say, hey, we still here. 1 loss. But so many people are saying, Deion, you should do this way. Deion, you should do this that way. Deion's like, okay, cool. But I've been here before. I know what it takes to be successful. Deion has been down that road before. So how can you tell Deion Sanders the great how something should go when he's been at that level multiple times, has kids at that level? Go against the grain. Go with your gut. Your gut will tell you. Spend time alone. A lot of people, through the process of success, they're alone. They're in their thoughts. They're thinking of, what can I do to be successful? What are the steps that it's going to take for me to do this, do that, blah, say, blah, X, Y, and Z? You have to be able to sit down and analyze yourself. Analyze and say, am I strong enough to do this? Can I will myself to make this happen for myself and my family? You have to spend time alone mentally and learn things about yourself. You have to know your limits. If you don't know your limits and you push yourself past your limits, you fail. But sometimes when you push yourself past your limits and you know where you're going, that's what it's about. A lot of people push themselves past their limits, but they don't have any direction. Know what direction you're going in when you're pushing yourself past your limits. Because when you're pushing yourself past your limits, you're burning gas. You're burning gas too fast and you don't know where you're going. Eventually, you're going to run out. If you're burning gas, but you know where you're going, it's a struggle to get there. You chugging, chugging, chugging. But you get there in just the nick of time. It doesn't matter, but you made it. Know that. So spend time alone and learn who you are. Know who you are at all times in this world. We're getting older now. We are too old to be lost. And it's some people that's older than me. I'm 27 years old. It's some people that's lost in this world, and that's okay. But find yourself. Life is about stages, timelines, lining things up to be successful. If you line things up how they supposed to be lined up, you'll be successful every single time. But it will be some bumps in the road. It will not be smooth sailing all the time. Life isn't like that. So spend time alone, learn yourself, analyze yourself, know where you're going. Don't feel the need to be liked. I can't stress this enough. Learn to detach. Everybody wants to be liked today in society. And for what? Who gives a fuck? Fuck people. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. No matter if you're doing good, if you're doing bad, people gonna have whatever they want to say about you. It doesn't matter. You could be doing the best thing. You could be saving the world. You can find a cure to cancer. Just say you find a cure to breast cancer, but you don't find the cure to colon cancer. They're like, oh, well, you found the cure to breast cancer, but what about colon? I just found the cure to breast cancer, and you worried about colon cancer? I solved one problem. I can't do everything. But that's knowing that you can't satisfy everybody. You can't make everybody happy. You're not going to make everybody happy. LeBron James, one of the most successful basketball players of all time, has 4 rings right now. People saying, oh, he's not better than Jordan. If you want to go by rings, cool. But let's talk about numbers. Let's talk about stats. Let's talk about efficiency. LeBron is one of the most hated basketball players that walks this earth every single day, and he knows it. But he doesn't care about others' opinions because he knows who he are. Revert back to number 3. Number 4 is don't be liked. Don't care to be liked. Learn to detach. LeBron James is in one ear and out the other. Sometimes he may look like, damn, they really said that about me? That's how you feel? But at the end of the day, he know who he has to come home to. He know the man that he is. He doesn't have to be liked because everybody isn't going to like him. Everybody isn't going to be a fan of him. I'm still surprised I hear some people talk shit about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the god of basketball. How can you not like God? Let's be clear here. Number 5, be open to criticism. In the fashion of not being liked, people are going to have things to say. You can like it or you cannot like it, or you can't like it. But be open to criticism. Some criticism is good for you. I literally shot this episode so many times and sent it to friends. How do you feel about this? One of my photographer literally told me, yeah, you sound bland. You sound very bland, not like yourself. I don't like it. And it shocked the fuck out of me because it's like I worked super hard on this and you telling me it's not good? Really? That's how you feel? But I got in my feelings about it. I wasn't open to criticism. She didn't lie. But see, sometimes we get caught up in how people say things to us to where it's like, oh, you hurt my feelings because you yelled at me. Don't nobody give a fuck. Told the truth. Point blank, period. You spoke the truth. Criticism hurts. The truth hurts. That's a part of life. That's a part of the struggle. The struggle is beautiful. Embrace the struggle. You can't run away from this shit forever. You have to be able to sit down and sit in rooms with people that have been where you've been before, and they're going to criticize the fuck out of you and tell you, hey, I feel like you should have did this that way. But who are you to say, nah, I feel like, nah, I ain't doing that shit. They been where you been before. They know where you trying to go. Be open to criticism. It's even some people that haven't even been in your shoes sometimes, and it's rare. Some people that haven't been in your shoes, they know what you're going through mentally. They might not have been in that position, but mentally they probably can relate to you in some type of form or fashion. Be open to criticism, man. Be open to criticism. And in order to be open to criticism, you have to have a emotional balance. You can't be an emotional person and sit in front of criticism and always have something to snap back and say. Sometimes you gotta shut the fuck up and listen. That's just real shit. You have to shut the fuck up and listen. That's why God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. He wants you to listen more than you talk, more than you speak. That's why I'm giving you this information, because I was one of those people who thought I knew every fucking thing. I know where I'm going. I don't, what the fuck? I know where I need to go, what I need to do. When in reality, I ain't no motherfucking thing. Lost. Went around this bitch. Thinking I know everything. I don't know shit. I don't, I don't know nothing. I was super emotional. Super emotional. Hostile. Not open to criticism and what others gotta say because I think I know everything. And I don't. But as a man, you have to be able to master your emotions. As a woman, especially, because women have to deal with more than men when it comes to emotions. Women have a lot to deal with. They have more hormones and things. So you have to be able to dial it back in when somebody comes to you and says, yeah, I feel like that should have went this way. I feel like you should have did this that way. Nipsey Hussle, one of the greatest rappers, literally said we have to work on our reaction. When people come to us and say crazy things, or they come to us and try us and test our nature, test us. A lot of black people are so quick to fucking snap back, cuss you out, do the most. It's all about decision making, making the right decisions, mastering your emotions so your emotions don't block anything. Because sometimes your emotions can get the best of you and you make a fucked up decision and it messes up the whole process of going to be successful. Master your emotions. Be able to come with one. Be able to say, you have to breathe. You have to breathe. You have to sit back and say, let me take a second. Let me focus on this. And I'm going to get to the next task. And I'll make that happen. And I'll do this and I'll do that. Once you master your emotions, oh my goodness, dog. Once you master your emotions, so many doors will open for you because you grow mentally. You become mentally strong. When people say certain things to you, it doesn't affect you because your emotions are in tune. Number 7, be compassionate. Be fucking compassionate. How can I put this? You have to be able to put your pride to the side. Be compassionate for others when not caring about others' opinions. It may sound weird, but you have to be compassionate. Some people may say some things that you don't like, but it might be the truth, but you have to be compassionate with your response. You can't say, fuck you. Don't give a fuck about that. Be compassionate. Be open. It's your duty to have an open heart to a lot of things in this world, especially when it comes to criticism and all of those type of things. But you also have to be able to pinpoint and recognize, hey, I can do this. I feel like this is that, blah, blah, blah. And you go from there. So now that we covered today's topic, a lot of people ask me, why did you start this podcast? I started this podcast for a couple of different reasons, but I believe that I found my purpose in life now. Sad that it took 27 years, but I feel like I know what I'm here for now. So a lot of people ask, what is the definition of blue collar? A blue collar worker is a person that works factory job, construction. Blue collar worker, you think about somebody that's getting up early in the morning, working 12-hour shifts. Blue collar worker. To me, a blue collar worker can have multiple definitions. So the definition I have for a blue collar worker, the term blue collar worker references individuals who engage in hard manual labor, typically in the agricultural, manufacturing, construction, mining, or maintenance sectors of the economy. Most of these people historically wore blue collar shirts when they worked. That's the definition of a blue collar worker. That's the Google definition of a blue collar worker. But sometimes in life you have to make your own definition because you go through your own different struggles, your own different ups and downs. So why not make your own definition? My definition of a blue collar worker, the meaning of this podcast, a civilian who does what others can't and or won't do for the betterment of society. These individuals typically dictate how our world is ran and operates on a daily basis. They understand the complete dynamic of manhood or masculinity outside the realm serving them and their needs. Meaning, blue collar workers take risk every single day. We are some blue collar workers are self-aware, but they're not worried about their self. We put others before ourselves, and that's typically what gets us fucked up. You're so selfless. You gotta be selfish sometimes. It's hard to be selfish when you're such a selfless person and you were raised to be selfless. And people take it for granted. A lot of people look at blue collar workers as just fast food industry, people that work outside in all conditions. But without blue collar workers, this world would not spin. We wouldn't operate. How you gonna get groceries if truck drivers can't drive their trucks and make deliveries to different states? How you gonna make it happen? How you gonna feed your family when you didn't cook dinner one night and you have nothing ready at home, but you gotta stop at Zaxby's, Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King? And you're like, oh, let's grab something quick. Who do you think is fixing your food? You don't think that person has a family, kids at home waiting on them to get off? But they sitting there servicing you, working hard, busting their ass. Probably don't work 12 hours, still at work, getting it, grinding, just making it happen with no excuses, with a smile on their face. That's what being blue collar is about. Going out of your way for people, doing for others, being selfless. This world's so fucked up and selfish. People just be so worried about themselves, and then you have people that's close to you, people that count on you, and you just fucking give them your ass to kiss. And it's like, for what? We were meant here to help others. That's why I started this podcast. Pass along this knowledge. Why am I keeping so much knowledge in my fucking head when I know things that can help you guys just like they help me? I've overcome so many obstacles just off another person's words, wisdom, trials and tribulations, learning from others' experiences. Why wouldn't I pass along that information to y'all? Because y'all are probably going through the same exact thing I'm going through. And I don't even know it. But I'm just like, oh, well, we're going to see what happens. Fuck them, man. Worry about myself. You can't be like that. And if you are like that, you need to change. God didn't put you on earth for that reason. We're here to help each other. The world is already difficult enough as it is. So why in the fuck? Why? Why can't we work together? Why can't we be one? I'll never understand it. I'll leave you with a couple of different things. So the intro song is Time Ticking by Kendrick Tucker. Short story, met Kendrick 2017, took my visit to Wingate University. Great guy, very quiet, very shy. Didn't get close with Kendrick until the summer of 2020. Played basketball with him. He was my teammate that year. Had a great time. Kendrick put out an album, surprisingly. Listened to it, like, okay, cool. Went back and listened to it. Like, Tuck, you might got something. If you know Kendrick's like, oh yeah, you know, it's cool. I'm like, nah, Tuck, you really need to stop sleeping on yourself. And it's good to have friends like that. Have somebody in your circle that tells you, fuck what other people think. Go out here and try that. Go do that. Because if you like it, who knows who else might like it? You never know until you try. Kendrick's music literally preaches about blue collar workers, people that get up and just grind every day and don't make any excuses and make it happen by any means necessary. Rapping about going through struggles of losing somebody close to you. That's why I dropped this video the same day, September 17th. I lost Frankie Johnson, very close friend of mine, best friend of 5 years. Met Frankie 2018. Cool dude. Coach Kirkland informed me. Marcus Kirkland, now coaches at Newberry College in Newberry, South Carolina, was my coach, assistant coach at Wingate. Told me, hey, we got a 5'6" point guard transfer from Citadel, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, 5'6" point guard from Division I? Okay, sound funny. Met Frankie in the dorm room. He like, oh, I'm Frank, blah, blah, blah. We dap up. I'm like, man, this motherfucker's short. This the point guard. This is what y'all talking about starting. underestimating Frankie before I even see him play. We get out on the court that same day, first day of school. Literally, Frankie gets a switch. Step back, swish, all net. Literally walking back down the court. He's like, yeah, don't let the size fool you. I'll bust your ass. Frankie literally told me this. You talk about heart over height. Somebody who go out there every single day and put their all into this shit. Frankie Johnson, a legend. A legend. This episode for you, bro. It's sad that it took losing you to do this shit. Frankie always told me, like, bro, you need to be talking to people. He was like, you got something to say, but you just stuck in your ways. You don't know how to put it out there. He always said that. Always. You're like, bro, you always talking. You need to go talk on a talk show. You need to go talk to other people. I'm like, Frankie, man, come on, whatever. But now look at me. Went and bought all this stuff. Now we're here. So I'll leave you with a quote and a scripture. You can write these down. So the quote I'll leave you with is by Jennifer Lewis. She played in Think Like a Man 2, I believe. She was the mother to Michael, who's a mother's boy. But she said a quote in the movie. She said, if you sit in your shit too long, it stops smelling. Meaning, don't allow your failures to dictate where you're going in the future. Don't sulk in your failures. Failure is a part of life. If you don't fail, you're not doing something right. If you get everything right in life all the time, eventually you're going to fall on your face. Life isn't perfect. So I'm one of those people. I went through some tough times early on in my life, but it was an experience. It was a learning process. I learned a lot. I went through a lot. I failed a lot, but I still got over those humps. I still was able to say, you know what? I'm finna fucking man up and make some shit happen. I didn't sulk in my failure. I didn't allow my failure to determine where I want to go in the future. Quick story. 2017, my spring semester of my sophomore year, I'm supposed to transfer to Wingate University. I failed all my classes. I have 4 F's and a D. Literally 4 F's and a D. Supposed to graduate that spring with my teammates, my homeboys who I went to Daytona State with. You know what they did? Graduated. They handled their business. I was skipping class, not handling business, blaming others for my failure, sitting in my shit. I shitted everywhere. Everywhere. And sat in it. And pointed the finger, being a fucking finger pointer. Oh yeah, he did it. You're the reason I'm here. No. You the reason you here. You put yourself here. That's a part of being a man, being accountable. Saying, you know what, I fucked up. You know what? How can I fix it? I took the initiative to say, I'm going to do something different this time. I'm not going to do what I did last time. I'm going to dig myself. I'm going to climb out this hole that I dug for myself. I dug a hole so deep you would have thought I couldn't come out of it, but I made it out that bitch. Do you hear me? I'm talking about dark times. Family like, family wasn't fucking with me because they had did so much for me. And then it was like, man, you need to figure that shit out on your own. So it was either figure it out or be a failure. Be that hometown hero. Oh yeah, he played basketball at Reigns. Who is he now? Is he home on the corner? Oh yeah, that's just Pringle. He played basketball at Reigns. Now he just work in a warehouse. Nothing wrong with that. I didn't want that for myself though. I had a bigger picture, a bigger story. My storyline was much bigger. But I was able to say, you know what? I gotta man up. I gotta make this happen. I'm not gonna allow my failures to dictate where I'm going. Don't do that to yourself. You'll mess yourself up mentally. Trust me. I get a scripture every morning from Foster Johnson, Frankie's uncle. He's the one that contacted me when Frankie passed away. So when Frankie passed away, it was December 16th, 2023. I got the voice message from his uncle. Hey, little Frankie passed. Worst day of my life. Absolutely worst day. But he sends me scriptures every single morning just so I can get through my day to motivate me. It's sad that it took to lose Frankie, to make that happen, but sometimes things like that just happen in life. But Foster Johnson, I appreciate you because without those scriptures and those quotes and things that you tell me, I won't be able to make it. I won't be the man that I am today. Getting into my Bible more, reading more. So I'll let you guys listen to the message that I received the morning of December 16th, 2023. It was about 6:30 in the morning.
Hey, what's going on, Shard? I hate to be hitting you with this, but I knew how close you and my nephew was. But I just want to let you know, little Frankie passed this morning in a car accident. Like I said, I'm just trying to reach out to some of his teammates, good friends. I know y'all definitely were brothers. Just wanted to let you know, man, if you want to reach out to his dad, the number is 843-59. This one hurt, bro. This one hurt. But like I said, and if you can reach out to some of the teammates, old teammates, man, I greatly appreciate it, dog. I greatly appreciate it.
So that's the message I received the morning Frankie passed. I didn't talk to Frankie. Last time I talked to Frankie was December 9th in the morning. I sent him a video of him and Jaron Cottingham, who was also my teammate and roommate. We were all super close. I sent him a video of him and Jaron. And we were all just hanging out like usual, having a drink, chilling. And Frankie laughed and didn't respond. But we wrote on Snapchat that I want to say 2 days before he passed. And he just, it was weird. And I should have known something was up. But, he was just seeing old memories and just be like, man, you're a real friend. 2 days before he passed. Just all the old memories of us. And it's like basically grew up into a man with this guy. Frankie is the reason I'm doing this. So the scripture I want to share with you guys for Foster Johnson, the health benefits of a relationship, Proverbs 17:17. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. A friend is going to always love you, tell you right from wrong. But a brother, a sister, when you really going through some hard shit, a friend will be there. But a brother or a sister, it just hits different. Frankie treated me like I was his blood brother. Every single day. He treated me like I was family. I never knew how much Frankie talked about me until he died, and we went to his funeral, and all his family was like, "Oh, you that boy from Snapchat? You the boy that be on Frankie Instagram?" And I'm like, wow, Frankie used to really talk about me and tell his friends and his family, "Oh, this my best friend. This my brother." When Frankie uncle told me that Frankie told him I made his experience at Wingate better, I couldn't do nothing but cry. So, reflection, close friends, how can I improve my relationship with them? In closing remarks, know where you are with your friends, where you stand with your friends. Be aware of y'all relationship, because you never truly know what your friend is going through unless you ask. I didn't know if Frankie was going through anything. I wish I knew. But it's too late to find out now because I lost him. So just, man, losing the best friend will change you, but just make sure that you check on the people that love you, do for you, and care for you. Because it's not a lot of people out here that care about each other, that care about you, care about where you're going, your whereabouts, who you with at all times. And Frankie was one of those dudes. And it's like, I don't have them no more. So I got other friends, of course, but Frankie was just, just a special, special person. And can't get him back. I appreciate everybody that decided to tune in tonight. This is the Blue Collar Podcast. We got a bunch of different things brewing, running content, workout content. Also, Realism with Rashard, Sassy Daddy. 30 minutes of Realism with Rashard. Stay tuned because that's going to be something good. But in honor of Frankie passing, we celebrate Frankie Fridays. Today is currently Wednesday, but we're going to celebrate it early because it's Frankie's birthday today. So if you're watching this, go in your kitchen, go to your liquor cabinet, get you a nice shot glass, and pour you one up for Frank. And enjoy the rest of your night. I appreciate everybody tuning in. This is the Blue Collar Podcast.
Look, time is of the essence, you gotta use it, you can't waste it all. I remember growing up, my favorite thing to do was ball, but now I really try and get it. Whips and cribs and rollies with no diamonds in it. Gotta hold that value while that time is ticking. If you wanna talk a lot, just stop and listen. They giving out real game, you fuck around and miss it. Keep on running your mouth. Everything that I ever wanted, I stopped talking about. I had to really sit and focus. Really had to put some shit in motion. Now I'm in the game and I just flow with it. Can't rush me now. Anything negative in my way, then I just shut it down. I need